Okay, we're working on the Allis Chalmers 185 today. And what we're working on is the tachometer. Here's the cable, goes to the tachometer. It's connected, it's hooked. When I spin it, the tachometer turns, so I know the tachometer is working, at least to the point that it'll move when I move the cable. The way this tachometer drives, I've never seen this before. Here's the gear on the back of the alternator that drives this tachometer cable. Now there's a housing goes on here that I'm going to rebuild. But that housing drives a secondary gear in here, and that secondary gear has an output shaft that this cable slides into, and that's what drives the tachometer. So we're going to go in the shop here and put it together and then get it ready to mount on the tractor. Here we go. Okay, I bought my parts from Steiner's. They had the quickest shipping and had a fair competitive price. What I did, I bought a gear. This is that secondary gear that drives. And you can see on the end there is where right there is where that cable plugs into that this drives. I bought the small gear just in case I needed it, but right now that gear is fine on there, so I'm going to use it over, just use it over and save this one. Then I bought the gaskets to put the housing. Here's the housing, put the housing back together. So I'm going to clean this housing up first, then I'm going to lubricate and grease everything. There's a bearing down in the center here, a roller bearing, that, or needle bearing, I'm sorry, needle bearing down in here that I need to lubricate so that, because this rides in it, to keep it in. And once I get that all cleaned up and greased up, it'll be ready just minutes to put back together. So that should nothing to it. So here we go. Okay, you can see I've got the gear put in this housing, and what I did was I put white lithium grease inside there first. And then I took a very small screwdriver and smeared that lithium grease around in them needle bearings, and then set this inside of it, and it just sat there and just nice and smooth. Now I'm going to fill it with grease on the bottom side here in order to have a reservoir of grease in there for it so that it lubes this gear all the time. This is a fiber gear, so that's probably what happened to the original one. It just got chewed off over the years, so just put some extra grease in it, won't hurt it. Okay, there's the gear with grease on it. That's a little bit extra, and the gasket in place. Now all I gotta do is put the back cover on, and then take it out and mount it on the tractor, and then connect it to the cable, and that's it. Okay, there it is all back together. Putting this on was just really straightforward. Just slide it on. The gears apparently meshed up whenever I slid it on. I didn't have to move it around. Line these holes up, put these two screws in, tighten them down, put this cable on, and that's it. Now, let's see if we get a tachometer working here. I hope so. Get her in neutral here. Look at that. We got a tachometer. How about that? I'm very pleased with that. Yes, sir. Can't argue with that. Yes, sir. I'm very pleased with that. So that's all there is to putting a tachometer drive on an Allis Chalmers. That's a 185. I would assume most of them be the same. They drive off the back of the alternator. According to the research I did and things, apparently some cases and some other Massey Fergusons and stuff all drive off the alternator too. So that's all there is to fixing it. So that took me 15-20 minutes once I got the parts to fix that. So there it is. Okay, thanks for watching.